Hey, I'm Rob from JestaThaRogue.com and I'm going to show you how to play Wrath of Fire Mountain. This is a game for 2 to 4 players, plays in about 45 minutes, is designed by Eric M. Lang and Phil Walker Harding and is published by GameRight. You control a group of cave people, hatch dinosaurs and control areas on a board that changes as the game goes on by Tremors controlled by the lead worshipper, and score enough points by controlling these ever-changing areas and the volcano itself to win the game. So why not cause a tremor in the YouTube algorithm and help this channel erupt by clicking like and hitting subscribe. On to setup. Find the volcano tile to match your player count, either 2, 3 or 4 players. Put it on the volcano base on the table and return the other volcano tiles to the box. Put the map tiles out to make a 4x4 grid. Make sure the volcano is on one of the inner 4 spaces. The suggested layout for the first game is shown on page 3 of the rulebook. In future games you can lay out the tiles randomly to create your own 4x4 grid, just make sure to start with the volcano on one of those 4 middle tiles. Players take 11 cave people and 4 bases of their colour into their supply. Put the tracker board nearby. Players put a cave person on 0. Put a pair of dinosaur cards on the 4 dinosaur pens. Use the Pteranodon, Brontosaurus, Triceratops and Tyrannosaurus for the first game. For future games you can swap out one of the dinosaurs you didn't use with one of those you did use in the first game, and then eventually you can just use any 4 dinosaurs you want. Add 2 of each of the relevant dinosaur figures in their spaces under the card. Now players can add these dinosaurs to their supply throughout the game and each has a different ability. Throughout this video I'll include the rules for all 8 of the dinosaurs as they are relevant to gameplay as we move through the rules. Put the 5 dice near the board, return the other 2 to the box. If you're playing with the Titanosaur in the game, keep the other 2 dice out on the table but separate from the other 5. Give each player a reference card. Choose a start player. A game is played over several rounds. The start player will resolve all 4 phases of a round and then play will continue clockwise. The first phase is to roll the dice. Roll all 5 dice, then choose any number of dice to re-roll. Then you do that one more time, re-rolling any of the dice, even those you didn't re-roll the first time. For each Titanosaur a player has in their supply, you roll 1 extra die on your turn. Phase 2 is to place and or move pieces by resolving the dice you rolled in any order, so let's look at each of the 5 sides of the dice. For each egg rolled, you may take a cave person from your supply and place it in the egg space on the tracker board. If you don't have any in the supply, you may move one from the map tile to the egg space. And if you have enough cave people on the egg space, you can hatch a dinosaur. Choose a dinosaur with an egg cost equal to or less than the number of your cave people on the egg space. For example, the Brontosaurus has an egg cost of 3. The purple player has 3 cave people at the egg space, so they can take the Brontosaurus. Add a base of your colour to the dinosaur and add it to your supply. Also take one of that dinosaur's cards to use as a reference. You can only do this once per turn and only if you have a base spear to put the new dinosaur into. Also, you don't need to roll an egg on your turn to be able to hatch a dinosaur, you just need enough cave people on the egg space. You return all of your cave people from the egg space to your supply, even if you had more cave people than the egg cost of the dinosaur. So that's how you get dinosaurs into your supply, and as I said, we'll look at the rules for each one as we go through this video. Cave and hut. For each of these rolled, you may take a cave person or dinosaur from your supply and place it on the cave or hut tile on the board. Both the cave and hut tiles can hold any number of pieces. If you don't have any in your supply, you may move one from another map tile or the egg space on the tracker board. When moving like this, you can never move a cave person from the volcano, which leads to the next action. Volcano. This is the only mandatory action on the dice. Simply put a cave person from your supply onto an empty space on the volcano for each volcano rolled. And if there are none in the supply, you must move one from another tile or the egg space. However, if all the volcano spaces are full, you ignore this action entirely. The Stegosaurus can be sent to the volcano. It is the only dinosaur you can send there. For each foot rolled, you may move a cave person or dinosaur to an orthogonally adjacent tile, meaning you can't move diagonally. Grass and jungle spaces may hold any number of pieces. And you can move the same piece more than once, or you can move multiple pieces once each for each foot that you rolled. You can't end movement on a lagoon, but you can move through it on the same turn if you rolled enough foot icons. However, the plesiosaur can end movement on lagoons. You can't move onto or through the volcano, and as I mentioned earlier, you can never move anything off of it. The Pteranodon can move to any yellow grass or green jungle tile on the board. When moving the Tyrannosaurus into a grass or jungle tile, once per move, you may return an enemy cave person in that space to the owner's supply. Once you have resolved all your dice, you move on to the next phase, which is to check for tremors. Check to see if you're the lead worshipper. You are if you have the most or joint most cave people on the volcano tile. For example, purple has 2, green has 2 and red has 1, which means both purple and green have the claim to be the lead worshipper on their turn. If you are the lead worshipper on your turn, you may tremor by pushing the volcano tile one space orthogonally. The tile pushed out of the grid wraps around and fills the space left to keep the 4x4 grid shape. The volcano itself can also be pushed out of the map and will wrap around as usual, and all pieces stay on each map tile when moved. If you control the Stegosaurus on the volcano, you can always tremor on your turn even if you are not the lead worshipper. After resolving the tremor, you now check for eruptions. If the volcano tile is full, there is an eruption and a round of scoring. The players with the most cave people on the volcano score 3 points, and every other player with at least one cave person on the volcano gets 1 point. The Stegosaurus counts as a cave person for this scoring. Points are scored by moving the cave person along the score track. Return all cave people and all Stegosauruses on the volcano back to their owner's supply. Then, the players with the most pieces in each region score for the number of tiles in it. A region is an orthogonally adjacent group of tiles. For example, this region of jungle is 2 tiles big and this region of grass is 3 tiles big. The player or players with the most pieces in that region will score a number of points equal to the number of tiles in that region. For example, purple has 2 cave people in this 2 tile jungle region, red has 1. As purple has more, they will score 2 points as the region contains 2 tiles. In this 3 grass tile region, purple has 1 cave person and 1 Tyrannosaurus. Red has 2 cave people and blue has 1 cave person. As purple and red both have 2 and the region is 3 tiles big, they both score 3 points. Anytime a player scores, they remove their pieces that scored back to the supply. Those that did not score any points will stay on the board. When scoring a grass or jungle region containing a Brontosaurus, the Brontosaurus counts as 3. In a region with a Triceratops, cave people are ignored when scoring and only dinosaurs in the region will count. In a region with an Ankylosaur, you score an extra 2 points when winning a region outright, meaning you don't get this bonus if you tie with another player. Lagoons along with the cave and hut spaces do not normally score, but if the Plesiosaur is on a lagoon, it will score like other regions. Remember, only the Plesiosaur can end movement in the lagoon. Play continues clockwise. When a player gets 18, 20 or 24 points for the player count as shown on the tracker board, the game ends at the end of the current player's turn. Finish scoring the current eruption and the player with the most points wins. The tiebreaker goes to the player furthest away from the start player, and that's how you play Wrath of Fire Mountain. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when a new video goes live. You can become a member of the channel for early access to videos and follow me on social media on Insta, Twitch and YouTube at JestaThaRogue and find the blog at JestaThaRogue.com. I've been Rob aka JestaThaRogue and I'll see you soon.